Hi guys, welcome back to the Forgetful Scholar, and this week we are going to do a book tag because why? Because I didn't read any books this week. That's why. So we're going to do the murder book tag. The original creator was Bookworm 1060, and Brandy Reeds did this tag. It's the last person I saw do this tag. It was a lot of fun. And I'm not going to tag anybody. But like how Brandy said, if you want to do it, I'll put all the questions below. Just, you know, tag the original creator. And I'm going to tag Brandy so she knows I did it. Because she asked for that. And if you want to tag me, that's cool. That's very cool. Anyway, so let's go. Okay, questions. Question number 1. What are your thoughts on spine breaking? Okay, so spine breaking. If you notice the books behind me, I do it quite a lot. Do I do it on purpose? No. Am I like just a crazy little ball of destruction unwillingly so? Yeah. Sometimes if I'm in a mood, I crack the spine on purpose. Great way to get out of aggression. But like, I don't care. You know, if it's my book, I don't give a shit, right? But if it's someone, like if it's a borrowed book, I try really hard not to crack the spine. Because, you know, it's a borrowed item, you know. You're not going to, like, purposely bend an expensive pair of shoes that you borrowed, right? Like, bend the toe like that, you know what I mean? So, you know, if it's a borrowed book, whether it's from the library or someone else, I try to be respectful of someone else's property. But it's mine, I don't give a crap. Like I said, sometimes I do it on purpose to get a little aggression out. And yeah, sometimes it leads to sometimes older books, you know, the pages fall out, but I know how to repair that. Not professionally or anything. So, you know, I don't really give it too many thoughts on that, you know. Just if it's a borrowed book, don't do it because it's not yours, you know what I mean? But if it's yours and you like that crack sound, go for it. Question number 2, bookmarks, or do you dog ear pages? So growing up, I would dog ear pages because that's what, you know, everyone in my household kind of did, because we would share books between each other. Again, our books, who cares, right? But as I got older, I was like, oh my god, these bookmarks are so cute. So I started collecting bookmarks, you know, like a nerd. And so I used the bookmarks because I have so many and I think they're so much fun. Sometimes I even make my own bookmarks over like leftover scraps here and there. So like I use bookmarks just because I collect them, and then like I could justify buying more because I'm using them, you know, and they're pretty and shiny. Do you guys want to see some of my like current favorites I've been using a lot? Cool. I'm gonna take me to your library, and it's a picture of an alien abduction. Now, if you knew what area of the Southwest I live in, you would find this just as hilarious as I do. And I don't know, like normally I don't like acid green, but I find it a lot of fun. So I've been using that one a lot. This one I got recently. Someone gave it to me, I think it's from Barnes & Nobles. It is beautiful. I love a good celestial pattern. And what I really like, that's not gold foil, that's gold thread, you know? So I really enjoy that. I've been using this for the last couple of books. And then my favorite that makes me laugh every time, it has a skeleton clutching a book under a black crescent moon with flowers and says The Reader, like a tarot card. Let's see if, okay, there we go. But the thing, it's metal. It's like on a sheet of metal, right? And the sides are a little sharp, so I don't use it too often. But when I do, I jokingly call it my self-defense bookmark. Because I'm like, hiya, hiya, hiya. And yes, I did that to my arm a couple times to see if it stings. It does. It hurts a lot. So I have fun with this, just being a chaotic mess with that one. So I have like so much more. Ones that like my brother, when he went on his vacation to Italy, Rome, he got me one from the Colosseum, which is really cool. You know, I collect bookmarks. And when my friends or family like travel, they know like a bookmark or a postcard or even like a fridge magnet, and I'm super happy. Like don't get me an expensive tchotchke from, you know, your travels. Get me something cute little that, you know, I'm like, oh, when they went to like Rome, they thought of me. That's so sweet. You know what I mean? Anyway, so bookmarks, because I'm obsessed and I love collecting them. And I'm like, oh, you know, and as collecting things go, they're relatively inexpensive. You know what I mean? It's sort of how I feel about role play dice. They're gorgeous and relatively inexpensive to collect. Not like books. Books are expensive to collect. Anyway, what number was that? Number 2? Yes. Okay. I get distracted because my bookmarks. Anyway, question number 3. Page ripping or tearing. On purpose? No. If it's your book and you want to do it, fine. You know, if it's your book and you want to do it, okay. You know, I think the closest I got to, oh, I'm probably going to get a lot of shit for this, but I don't remember which of the Twilight books I was reading. It was the part where, I just remember the scene in my head. She's one of this 3rd-tier characters married to one of the wolves, and she had scars on her face, and she said, it's my fault for making him mad, or something like that. Something along those lines. This was like so very long ago. This is like when the books first came out, right? And I remember I threw the book outside my 2-story window, and that was kind of like the most violent I ever get with my books personally, just because I'm a cheap bitch. I'm like, they cost money, you know, and if I don't like them, I could give them to someone else. Also, I try not to buy books that are gonna make me fly into a rage like that, you know? Tearing a page by accident, of course that happens, you know what I mean? But like, I've seen you booktubers that read books that like rip full sections out, and it's like, hey, that's your book. It's your property. You could do what you want. But I'm like, damn, that sucks that this book that you paid for, like used your money on, hard-earned money, pissed you off that much. That sucks. You know what I mean? That's kind of where my head is at. Because again, I'm a cheap bitch. Gotta save that money, you know what I mean? Not in this economy. So yours, whatever. But it also sucks that you get to the point where you're so mad at a book that you paid for. Like that sucks. Because you know, when you buy a book or you really want to love it. Like you buy it with the anticipation of loving it. At least I do, right? So when I see someone ripping out whole sections, I'm like, man, that sucks. I feel bad. Like I literally feel bad. I'm like, dang it. I'm sorry you don't love that book, you know? Question number 4, writing in books. I don't, just because I'm lazy. And because usually when I'm reading, there's not really a pen or pencil to be around. I've seen people who annotate their books and they seem to freaking love it. You know, they hold those books on forever. And when I see that, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Cause like maybe, you know, their grandkids or something, you know, or grandnieces or nephews find that book, see like, you know, their grandmas or their great, you know, relatives, like funny remarks in the corner, what they really like, what they really hated. Like, it's sort of like an interactive diary. I kind of think of it that way. So like, I've never done it just because I never felt the need to, but like I see readers that do it, that love to annotate, and I'm like, they look like they're having so much fun. So, and it's their book, you know what I mean? And they're having so much fun. Again, if it's someone else's book or a library book, what the hell do you think you're doing? You know what I mean? But your book, go nuts, doodle, you know, whatever you want. But yeah, it seems like it's almost their version, I should like diary or journaling, you know? And I don't see anything wrong with that. And I think like, oh man, you know, generations in the future, they find this book, that would be cool. Cause sometimes I thrift books, secondhand stores, you know, and I find romance novels, and like sometimes it's a really fun like anecdote someone wrote in why they love this, and that's kind of cool. Sometimes I find unhinged notes, and then I'm like, ooh, let's erase that. Can we get rid of that? That's a little crazy. So like, I don't know. It just seems like they're trying to be a part of the book's history, and I can't fault them for that. You know, it's just not my particular taste. Because again, usually when I'm that into a book, I'm in the story. You know, I don't like to come up for air to grab pencil or pen and write stuff, you know, but that's just me. Again, lazy. I don't want to. Okay, ripping covers and book binding. I love it. I watch it all the time. Like if there's I watch it all the time. I'm just sitting there like, I'm like, that's so pretty, that's so cool, how do they do that? That's an art, you know what I mean? So for me, dog scratching up the carpet, I enjoy watching it because obviously this is an art form, and I enjoy watching different types of art forms, and some of the covers or rebindings that they do are so gorgeous, and I'm so freaking impressed, you know? I don't know how to do it, and I like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I really wish, you know, sometimes I'm like, maybe I should take this up, and like, and I think I might in the future, if my budget relaxes a little bit, because right now I'm saving up for some stuff, so I'm a little, you know, but if my budget relaxes a little bit, I think I would love to get into it. Now, bookbinding, it's not a question here, but bookbinding fan fiction, I think if it's for your own personal use, it's not something you're going to sell, I think that's fine, you know? Like, there's some beautiful fan fictions that if I get into the bookbinding, I would absolutely do it, but I would put the author of the fan fiction, their login, you know, their fan fiction name right there, and I wouldn't ever sell it. I wouldn't ever even gift it, you know. It would stay in my personal collection, and if someone asks about it, I'll be like, oh, this writer on, you know, AO3 or deepcutfanfiction.net, you know, they're amazing, I love their stuff, you should check them out, you know. That's the most I would do. So if I would do it, it would be more like promoting them and keeping it as my own personal treasure rather than anything else. And I'm probably gonna get a lot of heat for that, because I know some people are like, oh, I do as gifts and people donate, and I'm like, you're gonna get, I hear that stuff, and I'm like, man, if you're the reason fan fiction gets taken away from me, I will lose my shit. Sometimes I feel like fan fiction is the only thing keeping me sane some days, so don't even, okay? Question number 6, and this is the last, yeah, okay. So question number 6. Tag people. That's the question. That's not really okay. I wrote it down. You'd think I would know what I was writing down. I'm not gonna tag anybody, because that's like a weird pressure thing. Like, I totally get it. It's supposed to be fun, stuff like that. But like, I feel weird about like, hey, you know, I'm gonna tag you. You have to do it. You know what I mean? This is a cute enough tag. I think people will start doing it themselves. I am gonna put, you know, where it originally came from. Brandy Reads, of course, because she didn't last. Stuff like that. If you want to try this out, go ahead. It's fun, especially if you didn't feel like reading this week. This kind of saved my butt, not gonna lie. And I don't see a lot of tags on the booktube because I'm an old lady. The booktube on booktube right now, and I always enjoy them. I think if they tend to ramble, you get. See how my fingers were naturally doing this instead of pointing to me? Yeah. You kind of get a little insight into the creator, like my bookmark obsession. And my well, if you've been here for a while, you guys know I love fan fiction, so that's not a new thing, right? But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I try it. You know, just make sure you don't even have to tag me, but just make sure you tag the original, you know, creator of it, if you can find them. Because some tags around booktube, I want to do them, but I couldn't find the original person, so that happens. But this one I will put the original person on, and I'm just, what am I even saying right now? Like, I don't know. Do you guys like my bookmarks? Like, I'm so stupid. It's just fun, and like sometimes literally I recycle packaging and stuff like that to make my own little bookmarks that I take out with me, like if I'm gonna read outside. That way it's like they get messed up, I'm not really all that upset about it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna stop talking about bookmarks because like, why am I still talking about bookmarks? That was like 4 questions ago. Anyway, okay, I'm done. Thanks for letting me ramble. I appreciate it. I don't want to, but it's time for me to get back to the real world. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.